And I think the trends that you mentioned are surely somewhat encouraging for Manish as well as Pankaj, because there is clearly some indication of the willingness to borrow and willingness to spend from a customer standpoint. And I think that's where it's important to bring in Manish into the picture from a willingness to lend standpoint. While we have a customer out there who's now started at least digitally shopping, uh, trying to scout for loans, how do you see the lending fraternity, the financial services, banking, NBFC fraternity ready for this? Because there are questions on people's minds. Are the credit screens going to look similar? Are the lenders worried about repayment capabilities? The going concern, which all of us took as a given, that assumption is changing. So how do you see the financial services industry playing that out? Manish, over to you.
Thank you, Sandeep. Um, I think we are going through three levels of reset right now, and they're yet to fully play out. One is the global reset, which means it's just not India; it's the entire globe, which has completely come to a halt, or rather came to a halt, and that is going to change the way international trades have happened. A lot of dynamics actually will shift very radically, in my view, and there'll be huge opportunity given the China trust factor, which will set in, and that will actually alter the landscape, in my view, perhaps much more sharply 6 months to 12 months from now. Then in the domestic uh, economy, everybody is going through a business reset as well as a personal reset. When I say business reset, it's for sure that in the last 3 months, which went by in the last quarter, people would be lucky if they have done 1 month of equivalent business, as I keep saying. And the next 3 quarters, you'll be lucky if you're able to do 2 quarters of business. Effectively, after doing a survey of more than 14,000 SME customers, we have come to believe that on annualized basis, most companies will report a 30 to 40% shrinkage in top line, if not less, but for the sectors which are COVID positive sectors. All those sectors which are COVID positive, which mean your nutraceuticals, pharma, medicine, masks, domestic consumption, all of that will actually would hospital beds and many more ventilators. I'm not getting into nitty gritties, but let's put it into COVID positive sectors. They are likely to do well till such time, as somebody mentioned, the vaccine impact begins to play out. The other thing is that within our own selves, there's a lot of reset for a aam admi who would spend 50,000 rupees on consumption. He's learned to live with a lower expenditure than what he was right now. And will he go back to the expenditure level what he was used to pre-COVID? I feel that most habits and patterns, if you sustain them for more than 2 months, they become your natural habits. If you really want to go to a gym and you really commit to yourself that every morning I'll get up at 6 and you do it for 2 months time, possibility is that on 61st day, if you don't go to gym, your body will actually say, why are you being lazy? I feel at a personal reset level, a lot of consumption economy habits will change and people will actually get more time. I'm sure they get more time now. They're spending less time commuting and actually doing their own personal reset. Having said that, how is that playing out in the industry? There's the positive impact and the negative impact. For somebody who has lost a job, obviously housing finance would come to a mind. But for somebody who's salaried, his salary is not cut and he's supposed to be only working out of home and he's working out a house corner, he would think, यार मैं 2 BHK है, अच्छा डिस्काउंट मिलता है 10-15-20% का, मैं 3 BHK क्यों नहीं ले लेता हूँ? So certainly people will just watch out for a little more time, but those demands will start coming up because belief is already in place that you can actually work from home and perhaps you can work better. I'm seeing in our own organization where we have taken very tough decisions, like where our large offices, we are actually planning, rather we will be taking action in this quarter so that we minimize on the office rental and office spaces. So things of this nature have really begun to happen. The consumption pattern is shifting. Very rightly, as Shashank mentioned, we see, for example, the northern India, Punjab, Haryana, peri-urban belts, there actually we are very close to 70 to 80% of our normal business. Yeah, we are stuck. We are hit badly in Gujarat and Maharashtra. MP seems to be doing well. Tamil Nadu is struggling. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, they are relatively fine. West Bengal is kind of is a slow grind. So all put together, if you see a summation in our lending housing business, we believe that we are close to 60 to 70% of our business, what we have done. We, in fact, typically do 100 to 125 crore months of business. And I think we are close to 60, 70 crore right now. We believe that in the next quarter, as we see, I think three things have happened. People worried that the intensity, spread, and duration, the longer it lasts, the more is there going to be a problem. And that was actually the governor's address. But actually, I am finding that the more it lasts, let's call it ISD, the more it lasts, the lesser is the fear factor. Because the more you see people recovering, then you start to thought of like, you need to be cautious, but let's going on with life. I see the corona fatigue syndrome playing out, and I see that economies have become too kindle. And I'm talking to one SME per day over last week. We've started this, and I was talking to somebody. There was a gentleman who was supplier of auto part in Nasik. He was supplying to, of course, the big three names. And I get to hear from a company which is nearly 25 crore that I don't have skill or capability, but I am getting inquiries right now from Germany, from US, and there's a huge after sales which is opening up. All I need is how do I get this material on the supply side, and how do I actually go and scout for business on the demand side. So I believe that the world is resetting, it is not finishing. And we have to figure out where the flow and the direction is, and perhaps align with the global momentum.
Thanks.
Sandeep, if I can come in over here, Sandeep, if it's okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I think Manish spoke about SMEs, and I think there is a very good data point that I thought I can bring in over here. After the green zones in the rural area, when we had the stimulus package and that credit guarantee scheme that came in specifically for MSMEs and the small business owners, there was a very big spike that you see on that side of the lending. The interest is there, and there is a big spike also happening over there. So it was correlated to what our government did, and we see that actually happening, and exactly what Manish said. So I thought I'll just bring that in.
So I'll just add on, Navin, to what you mentioned. We work very closely with government and MCGTC as well as SIDBI on some of these schemes around Atmanirbhar. So what we have done is that done a complete digital delivery, which means that including your agreement signing, the capability was developed over last 4 months time, where our employees can be at home, customer can be at home. You can zoom in into a customer's house or his office and talk to him and take documents by scanning. At the back end, the rule engines are automated. We have algorithms which take decisions, of course, like most of us are into. And the delivery of the scheme of the guaranteed emergency credit line actually has been done online. We believe that from our population of 15,000 eligible SMEs, we thought that we will exercise prudent measure and only give it to 6,000 who are where you're putting good money after good. So 6,000 qualified, and we are happy to report that out of the 6,000 in 15 days time, we've already done about close to 1,550 odd loans last month. And this month we should be very close to 3,000. Our expectation is that 50% of most eligible customers, they will ask for the ECLGS scheme. And I think we should be achieving this number well within July itself. The other issue really is that has the Atmanirbhar scheme really served its full purpose? The government has said 3 lakh crore is the package. today's sanction amount is 1 lakh 10 or 20,000 crore. Disbursal is 72,000 crore. But where has this money gone? I think most large banks have ended up giving bulk and large ticket loans to few known corporates. For example, in our own organization, we have more than 4 lakh customers. And I would believe that more than 3 lakh 85,000 would be customers where average ticket size of loan is 4 to 5 lakhs. The scheme hasn't gone there. Point is, out of my 4 lakh customers, if only 3,000 get ECLGS scheme, is that enough? I think that's really where a lot needs to happen.
Correct. So, so actually, Sandeep and Manish, the important thing that Manish spoke about was, the rule engines were always digital. The use of the data was always there via the bureau and alternate data. But the key is the service and the consumer, right? The service is when the lender is ready to use, the video KYC, the India stack, and ensure everything is digital the way you're saying. But also the consumer should be comfortable enough coming to you. So I think that awareness, that training needs to go hand in hand, like I said. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all getting there in some shape and form. And, the consumer is also learning, and so is the organization or the lender also coming up the curve in terms of delivery.